What's up, ladies and gents? Welcome to the Pod on the Go Show. I'm your host, Raz, and we are back again for another week of podcasting tips, tricks, hacks, and advice from somebody who's been doing it for quite a while, me. This week is the week of March 15th, 2021, and we're going to be talking about teamwork. And today, since it's Monday, is Podcasting 101, and today we're talking about leveraging free technologies, free tools. In the past, 50 years ago, people would have to hire an assistant to sit in their office to do menial bookwork all day, calling people, scheduling interviews, sending emails, writing letters, sending follow-up messages, answering questions. You don't have to do that anymore, okay? Well, it's not 50 years ago. It's not even, 40 years ago. You can do all this with free technologies online. And I'm going to share some of those tools with you. Teamwork makes the dream work. You need a team. Everybody needs a team. Team building means basically getting help doing the things you're not good at or help doing the things that you hate doing. That's what it means. Like I said, 50 years ago, you would need an in-person assistant that you had to pay for part-time or full-time labor. Now you can do things like hire a VA, but you could also, and I'm assuming if you're watching Podcasting 101, this is the option for you. You're just starting out. You're broke. You don't have any money. You don't have any sponsors. You don't have any return on your investment yet. You're just trying to get off the ground and produce the best quality show possible. And that means leveraging some free tools. So here are a couple free tools you can use. One of the most time-consuming things is scheduling interviews. Okay, so there are two free tools you can use here. I don't use it because I can't say the word. I can say calendar, but I can't say Calendly quickly. So there's a free option, Calendly, and there's a paid option, Schedule Once. They both have pro and I'm sure free or cheap services, but they both do the exact same thing. So you can use either one and it's perfectly fine. What it does is it links with your either Google or Outlook calendar, and then you can share your availability with your potential interview guest, depending on how long you want the interview to be. So Schedule Once or Calendly will look at your calendar, say you have free time here, here, and here. You send it creates a link, send that link to the interview guest, and it'll show where you're available. And then now they can look at their calendar, see where you're available, and just click a link. And it's beautiful. It saves so much time. And it's so stress-free and it's so easy and it's free or it's really cheap. I think for Schedule Once, I pay somewhere around $100 a year. The second set of free tools is automation software. Ifttt is a free tool, but they also have a paid version, which is I think $5 or $6 a month. Zapier, I didn't look up their pricing, but it's also free or paid. And what these do is they connect to your email list, they connect to your social media, they connect to your website, they connect to everything, Zoom, and they connect to Calendly and Schedule Once. Okay, so I'm gonna show you how I use it. So my process, let's say I'm using LinkedIn. I send a cold message to a LinkedIn connection. I say something in the message like, hey, I host a podcast on podcasting. I would love to have you on the show to share your expertise and to interview for, for a 20 or 30 minute interview. If you're interested, click this link and you can schedule your interview right from here. And then if you have any questions after that, you'll receive a follow-up email with more information. Boom. They click the link. It sends them to my Schedule Once. They see what days and what times I'm available. They choose one. Schedule Once then sends them a confirmation email, including a Zoom link to the meeting that it also shares with me and it creates on my behalf. That saves so much time. And then I use Zapier and Aweber, which is my email provider, to send them a follow-up email with a whole bunch of frequently asked questions that all my interview guests always ask. Things like, how long is the interview? When does the interview release? What social media platforms are you on? What's your listenership? What topics do you want to discuss? Things like, just basic things. And then I also send them an email after that sometimes with basics on sounding good, looking good on camera, how to be a better guest. I remind them to hydrate and sign in early. I remind them to, maybe go for a walk, get the blood pumping before you come on the show. These are some of the things we're going to talk about, but you also want to be at your best because I'm going to try being my best. And I let them know that, hey, you don't have to do any of this, but if you want to present yourself in the best light, these are some things you can do. So these are the type of things I included in my follow-up email. And all of this, really, it's done for me. That's the beauty of automation. That's the beauty of using these free tools. Everything for free, done for me. And it saves me easily 15 minutes of scheduling a week when you're not doing the back and forth with a guest. 5 minutes of creating a Zoom link. That takes time. You have to copy and paste their name. You have to make sure you spell everything correctly. You have to make sure you get the time and the date right. So that saves easily 5 minutes a week. And 10 minutes of just answering questions and back and forth with that. So that saves easily 30 minutes a week and 26 hours a year. Think about that. Like, what can you do with 26 hours per year saved by starting your team with automation process? You can find better guests. You can practice speaking so you become a better interviewer. You can dive deeper on topics. You can market and share your podcast more efficiently. You can listen and be a guest on other podcasts. That's a whole day a year. That's crazy. That's crazy that you can save just by leveraging these free tools. In the broad definition, leverage simply means the ability to do more with less. That's Robert Kiyosaki. You don't need a producer starting out. It helps once you're growing. You don't need an accountant. You don't need, you really don't need sponsors, but you do need to begin building a foundation for your team. And using tools like Zapier or Ifttt or Calendly or Schedule Once, you can begin building a team. These are your new team members. And there's so many other resources out there. There's so much stuff you can do with Zapier and Ifttt. It's ridiculous, especially when it comes to social media and sharing your show, or with tracking analytics or tracking your posts or listener downloads. There's so many cool things you can do with that. So yeah, that said, thank you guys for watching. I'm Raz, host of Pod on the Go. Please check out the website, podonthego.com. If you're looking for a studio near you, the number is still 2021, March 2021. COVID numbers are coming down. That means very soon, more and more people are going to start showing up and wanting to do things in person, including record their podcast with a qualified audio producer. And there's a studio near you with somebody just like that. So check it out. Ask some questions on how they, are mitigating the spread of COVID-19 if you want to go in person, and just, go check out the spaces. I appreciate you guys. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Peace out.